You might remember my next guest, Benita Alexander. She thought she found her Mr. Right, the handsome, successful thoracic surgeon, Dr. Paolo Macchiarini. He was widely recognized and praised for the groundbreaking work he was doing on patients from all over the world. But soon, questions swirled about his personal life, and serious inquiries into his professional experience and ethics also began to surface. Take a look. Benita Alexander was an award-winning investigative television producer when she was assigned a story involving a dashing Italian doctor. She met Paolo Macchiarini in February of 2013, less than a year later, after a whirlwind romance that included extravagant trips to the Caribbean and Europe. The world-renowned transplant surgeon proposed to Benita on Christmas Day. Paolo told her the Obamas and Clintons would be in attendance, and that the Pope himself would officiate their July 11th wedding. On May 13, 2015, Benita quit her job and took her daughter out of school. The next day, her world turned upside down when she learned that Pope Francis was set to be in South America on the day of their wedding. Benita confronted Paolo and the wedding was called off. After hiring a private investigator, she discovered that he had no ties to the Pope and that he was still married to his wife of nearly 30 years.
I found out that I'm not the only one he did this to. There were, in addition to the wife and me, there were at least 2 other families.
And Paolo wasn't just reportedly a con man in his personal life. Some details about his professional life were also fabricated. And there were questions about the risky trachea surgery he was performing, reportedly leaving several patients dead. In September of 2020, Paolo Macchiarini was indicted in Sweden on charges of aggravated assault, alleging 3 patients there died from his operations. Benita Alexander, the woman who thought she'd be spending the rest of her life with Dr. Macchiarini, is here with us. Now, we've talked about this personal betrayal in the past. I know you were shook by it. How have you moved on?
You know, it's been a journey. At the beginning, it was very difficult. I kind of wanted to hide under the bed and stay there. And yet I knew I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that for 2 reasons. This is a man who has people's lives in his hands, and I thought I might be the only person that could expose him. And also, if I got conned and I was an investigative journalist, I wanted other women to know that this can happen to anyone. And it's embarrassing. And I wanted to help other women realize that we should not be shamed into silence. It's okay to talk about this. And that's kind of what I'm doing now. And so I sort of turned it into a whole mission of helping other women.
I'm proud of you for doing that.
Thank you.
People are quick to criticize. What are you hearing now in terms of negativity? Are people blaming you for being conned, despite the fact that you're a professional, you're actually an investigative journalist, the ideal person to find this guy out?
Yeah, you know, that was a rude shock. Especially at the beginning, I thought, whoa, wait a minute, how am I the bad guy here? You know, this is a man who's dangerous, who's a fraud, who is a pathological liar, and yet I was getting all these hateful messages and people calling me stupid or people saying, oh, she's a gold digger and she's just missing the jet setter lifestyle. And that was really painful at the beginning. I've since learned to ignore that and steeled myself against it. And if that's what you take out of this story, that's unfortunate because that's not the purpose of me going public and that's not the purpose of this story. And so I'm definitely on the other side of it now. And by helping other women, I don't listen to any of that anymore.